Hi, this is John Locke. Today I'm answering a great SEO question that I saw in a forum, and this question was, how important is schema markup to SEO? So schema markup, for those of you that don't know, that is, it's basically hidden code that is output in the code of a web page. But basically it gives meta information about that page. So say, for example, if you had a company organization, it would mark up that organization saying, here is the company name, the logo, the address, the hours, the business description. If it was a product, it would say, here is the product, here is the SKU, the price, the availability, in stock or not in stock. Those sorts of things. And there is schema markup for specific things such as events, products, places. It could be like ratings, reviews. Those things are schema markup, like reviews that you see on websites are aggregate ratings, which is schema markup. So how important is it? It can be important, but I would say that it's not as important as other things, such as, can people complete the search goal that they're trying to get to, searcher intent, the links coming into the page, the overall UX, user experience of the page. Schema markup is a nice to have. It's definitely something that if you can do it, which a lot of off-the-shelf WordPress themes sometimes they include it. Definitely you could use something like Yoast SEO to include schema markup about your organization. There's another plugin that I will put in the links by Phil Singleton's team, and I think it's called like WP Structured Data or something like that. I'll put it in the show notes. And other solutions such as WooCommerce output schema data about products. All that said, I see results in the first page of Google all the time that have no schema markup, but increasingly less. Increasingly more, most websites seem to have schema data already embedded in it. So I would say that it's a trend. It's trending upward, that most sites in the first page of Google, in the top 10 or 20 results, seem to have this. Not saying that if you don't have schema, you're not going to rank. It just gives Google a little bit of extra information about that page. Some people will point and say, yes, you might get snippets or rich snippets or whatever. There might be extra information in the search results if you include a schema. For specific things, yes. For events, for products, if there's reviews that are on the page where, like we've talked about before, if there's a mechanism for collecting reviews and outputting the new aggregate rating on the page, then yes, that will be in there. But the other things that can be extracted from the page, such as images, product images, featured images and photos out of the page, those things can be taken out from the page directly. I would say that schema data is probably most important for products and events, but there's other cases that definitely apply. Types of services, like if you're, certain types of things. I would say it's not a set in stone that if you do not have schema markup that you're not going to rank, because like I said, I've seen quite a few sites that do rank without any type of schema markup. I think it's important to differentiate too that some themes that claim that they are WordPress themes, specifically what I'm talking about here, but this could extend to other things like Shopify themes, but specifically in WordPress themes, there are some themes that claim that they are SEO friendly, because they include schema data, but it's mostly, from what I've seen, and looking at you, Genesis, it's just data about the website itself. It's not about the organization. It's not about any products or services or events that are in there. Those must be provided by additional plugins. But their schema data is basically just saying this is a website, and you know, if there's breadcrumbs, here's breadcrumbs. There's not any additional schema data baked into the Genesis themes or any other themes that I've particularly seen. Those are generally provided by SEO plugins or schema data or structured data plugins. Now, if you wanted to test and see if your website itself has structured data, whether that is schema markup, whether it's micro formats, or any other type of structured data that Google recognizes, I will also link this in the show notes, but there is a tool, if you search for it, structured data testing tool. This is a tool that Google has. Basically run any web address, any URL through this tool, and it will show you exactly what structured data or schema markup or microformats is in that page. So that could be very useful. So something that you can investigate on your own. Hope that answers this question. To sum up, schema data, it's nice to have. Certain things it's going to help a little bit more. I would definitely include it if I were you, but if you don't have it, or if a competitor site doesn't have it, doesn't mean that they're not going to rank. If people can still accomplish their goal and Google understands what this page is about, then the absence of schema data or other structured data may not have an effect, and that page may still rank. All that said, I think it does play a little bit of a role. I don't think it's a major factor. I think it's a minor factor, but it's nice to have. It's something that you should probably have in your pages wherever it applies. This is John Locke for Lockdown Design and SEO. We help industrial and manufacturing firms, and we're here publishing videos every single day. Would love to see you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, peace.